Too many of you are itching for some type of results without even scratching for it. But you clicked on this video, which means there is something in you that wants to change, but you don't know how. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to set goals for yourself and stick to them. Here are the video chapters, which are mindset, planning, and rewards. Now let's get into it. Mindset shift. I used to have an all or nothing mindset where if I didn't do something 100% perfectly, I felt like I failed. If I wasn't consistent or if I wasn't 1000% perfect at what I did, I felt like I just wanted to give up because I felt like I couldn't just stick to something or do anything right. And because I was doing this, I was setting myself up for failure. But this is what I realized. I cannot show up as the same person every single day. One day I can wake up at 6 a.m. and other days I can wake up at 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. Some days I can work out and others it's my time of the month and I don't want to work out. I want to sit in bed and eat ice cream and scroll on social media and not shower. This is why I have a varying routine. You have to prepare yourself for failure so that way on those days where you don't feel like it, you have a routine that is lighter or easier than your regular routine. I have 4 routines that I have, which are my ideal routine, the energized routine, the burnout routine, and the bad mood routine. My ideal morning routine looks something like brushing my teeth, making my bed, skincare, eating breakfast, yoga, meditation, and journaling. My energized routine looks like brushing my teeth, skincare, make my bed, eat a healthy breakfast, work out, and clean. My burnout routine is sleep in for 15 minutes, brush my teeth, eat breakfast, do yoga, and skincare. And my bad mood routine is maybe go for a walk, shower, journal, and eat breakfast. If I wake up early, I have a routine. If I wake up late, I have a routine. In case I'm not feeling well, I have a routine. So if you're feeling down and burnt out, it's okay if you don't want to do that 1 hour workout and go to the gym and you sleep in. Maybe spend 20 minutes doing a lighter workout or just reading 2 chapters of your books if your goal is to read more. By me doing this, I am taking it easy on myself, but I am still staying consistent and going after the goals I set out for myself. Don't expect yourself to show up every single day as the same person. Every day you are a new person with more knowledge and a clearer mind. Don't expect your current self to do the same things as your past self. You've grown from that. No failure is ever just a failure. It's just an invitation to try something new. If there is something that is not working in your routine, then you need to sit back and ask yourself, what is it about this that is not working? For example, I used to dread waking up early in the morning to work out. Monday and Tuesdays, I was always good about waking up early, but by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I was exhausted. I didn't want to do anything. So I sat back and I asked myself, why do I not like working out in the morning? Why do I always dread getting out of bed at 6 a.m.? And it turns out because I like my mornings to be more slow, I like to wake up and listen to music, eat breakfast, maybe read a book. I like my mornings to be peaceful and slow. So instead of me working out in the morning, I will work out in the afternoon or evening when I have more energy. So if whatever it is that you are doing just isn't working out, it's not because you're incapable. It's not because you suck at the task, because whatever it is that you are trying to do just isn't working out in the way you laid it out to be. So try something else that works better for you. Another thing is you are not ready to change. You set a goal out for yourself that has no depth. You have no reason behind wanting to lose weight. You have no reason to want to get up in the morning. You have no reason for wanting to save money. And you might have a reason, but that reason has no depth. That reason does not align with your values or the person you are trying to be. This is why it's so important to have a why behind why you have set out these goals for yourself. Your why is going to narrow your focus. A goal just leads and directs you to the actions, whereas a why, you have a purpose. It will direct you to where you need to be. If your resolution has no deep meaning behind it and it doesn't align with your values, you're not going to have the motivation to do anything and it's not going to last. Some examples could be that you want to be able to run a marathon by the end of the year. Your why for that could be to challenge myself each day to try something beyond my comfort zone. Or if you want to save money, your why could be build and sustain financial wealth for myself and family for future generations. Everything that you want in life, you should be able to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Next is the morning sets the tone. Every day when I wake up, instead of getting on my phone and scrolling through social media for hours, I will listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video of someone else being productive. There are thousands of morning routines and night routines and cleaning and organization videos that you can find on YouTube to get you motivated. Because when I see someone else being productive and doing what they need to do, I instantly get this boost of energy of, oh, I need to do something too. This person is working way harder than me right now and I don't want to be behind. And this instantly makes me get out of bed to start working on my own personal goals. How you start your day will set the mood for the rest of your day. Do not take this for granted. Next is goals are overrated. The word goal sounds a lot better. It's more motivating, whereas a habit, they are long-term and repetitive. Goals are a one-time thing, meaning I will spend X amount of time doing this until I achieve X amount of things. Whereas a habit, you are investing in one effort effort for a little bit and then you get rewards for that effort, then reinvesting that habit into greater efforts to get better habits. A lot of people don't like to form habits. They prefer goals, which is why they set out a goal to like lose weight, for example, and they normally end up gaining it back. Eating healthy and working out is not a habit for them yet. It's just a goal so they can lose the weight that they want, and that's it. It's not something that they just do every single day. We have so many habits that we do that we don't even realize that are habits. For example, do you brush your teeth in the morning? Why do you brush your teeth? You don't even think about it. It's just something that you do when you first wake up in the morning. That is a habit. Do you take regular showers? That's a habit. Do you eat 3 times a day? That's a habit. Make the goals that you want a habit. Don't make goals, make habits. They are more long-term and they will actually stick. Now, the next section of this video is planning. By failing to plan, you are preparing to fail. So number 1, the 80-20 rule. 80% of the benefits result from 20% of the effort. 80% of the output that you put into your goals or results will come from 20% of the input and actions that you have taken. So to give you an example, what do you spend 20% of your time on doing that gives you 80% of your happiness? So here's a little bit of a homework for you. We are going to make a list of 20 things that you do in your life. So for mine, it's working out, reading, watching TikTok, yoga, self-care, such as getting mani-pedis, skincare and eyebrows. I also like to cook, meditation, cleaning, working on myself, researching and planning, and YouTube, etc. And out of those 20 things, I only picked 4 things that give me the most happiness, which is exercise, reading, self-care, and YouTube. Now, I spend 20 minutes of my day working out. I don't always like working out, but when I do, I feel energized, happy, and my body feels good 80% of the time because of that. So you don't have to necessarily like those 4 things, but do they bring you joy and happiness in the end? Now, the rest of the 16 things I do in my life, I subtract time from that because those things don't make me happy. So I will maybe, have someone else clean up or cook for me. I'll spend less time on TikTok. And then I add time into the 4 things that do bring joy and happiness into my life. So that way I am more fulfilled and motivated. Next is use the SMART technique. And SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Specific. Small and achievable steps over a long period of time will always give you a more drastic change over a short period of time. Basically, you are doing the most. You spend all this time listing out all these goals that you want to achieve, saying how you are going to turn your life around, and then after a week or a month or 2, you burn out. So instead of saying, I am going to limit my caffeine intake, make it more specific. Say, I am only going to drink caffeine once a week on Monday, and the rest of the week I will drink tea or water. Or let's say your goal is to have a regular skincare routine. Maybe you can create a Canva document to write down the steps for your skincare routine. Be as detailed as possible when you are planning out your goals. A specific goal answers questions like, what needs to be accomplished? Who's responsible for it? And what steps need to be taken to achieve it? Next is measurable. Now, how do you make your SMART goals measurable? Set a target for yourself. If this goal is going to take a while to achieve, then set out milestones by creating small, manageable tasks that you need to accomplish. Let's say you want to save $5,000 by the end of the year. There are 365 days in the year, and if you divide the 2, that means you should be saving roughly $13.69 a day. Then you need to budget. Ask yourself, what things do I need to cut out of my life? Where can I save $13.69 a day? Maybe cutting out Netflix, not eating out all the time, making your coffee at home. Goals that are specific and measurable are more likely to be achieved. By tracking your progress, you can determine if you are on track or if you need to modify your approach to reach your desired outcome. A measurable goal answers questions like, how will I measure progress, and how will I know when that goal has been achieved? Next is achievable. Now, this is where you give all of your goals a reality check. Are your goals achievable? Do you have the resources to be able to achieve your goals? Goals should stretch you a little bit, but they shouldn't burn you out or stress you out. For example, a bad goal would be something like, I am going to lose 20 pounds a week. Better goal is, I will lose 2 pounds a week by eating healthier and working out 5 times a week. Make sure that your goals are realistic. An achievable goal answers questions like, what action steps are required to achieve this goal? And what resources are needed to achieve the goal? Next is relevant. You need to examine your goals and make sure that they are relevant to what you actually like to do. An example, you want to become smarter and broaden your knowledge on different topics, but you hate reading, and you just set out a goal to read more. Maybe instead of reading, you listen to audiobooks instead. If you set out a goal to do something knowing you hate it, then it's not going to stick, because you aren't going to enjoy the process. A relevant goal answers questions like, why are you setting this goal? How will this goal affect your life? And what efforts will you have to make to achieve the goal? Next is time bound. Your goal should have a time frame of when each task should be completed. Instead of saying, I'm going to know how to speak Spanish in a year, your goal should be, I should learn 7 words a week in Spanish, or 1 word a day, so by the end of the year, I know 365 words in Spanish. That makes it so this goal isn't so daunting. Some questions that you can ask yourself is, when does this goal have to be achieved? So next, track your progress. You need to be tracking the progress you are making when you are achieving your goals, because by doing this, you will see all the things that you have accomplished so far in your goal, and it will motivate you to keep going. And it will also show you where you might be slacking off. By tracking your goals, it basically allows you to clearly define what it is that you want to achieve. A lot of people never reach their goals because they write their goals down as action items. For example, you can say, I want to learn a new language. Okay, but how are you going to do that? What message are you telling your brain when you say, I want to learn a new language? You're basically telling your brain, I need to do more work. Your brain doesn't want to do more work. It's doing enough work. Then you end up procrastinating and end up not doing what you set out to do. So instead of just saying, I'm going to learn a new language, you are going to write your goals for the next 6, 12, or 18 months. And you are going to write this in present tense. So in 1 week, I will know what language I am going to learn. In 2 months, I am going to be able to know the basics of the language, like hello or how are you doing. In 6 months, I am going to be able to have a full-on conversation in this language. You also need to do 3 things. 1, you need to make note of how you are going to achieve these goals. 2, you need to have a deadline for each goal. And 3, you need to work on this goal consistently every single day. Once you do this, you will be able to achieve your goals without feeling like that you have to do more work or procrastinating. Reward yourself. So for me, if I go a whole week with working out, I will have a reward system for myself where I'll just kind of eat, some ice cream or like whatever I want, like whatever makes me feel good. Because by doing this, it actually helps me to stay motivated and to keep going, because I'm like, oh, if I work out this one day, then I'll be able to have ice cream or cake or hot Cheetos. I love hot Cheetos. So make sure that you are rewarding yourself. Like, please do not torture yourself when you're setting out these goals. Be kind to yourself and acknowledge that setbacks or failures are part of the journey. And recognize and celebrate your achievements no matter how small they are. Like buying yourself new clothes, getting a dessert, going to get a massage. Like, I know Groupon has plenty of discounts on massages that you can get. Like, I get massages all the time through Groupon. So make sure that once you are done with these goals that you are rewarding yourself, because you deserve it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this type of content, then I suggest you go watch my video on how to be productive. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day that is filled with love.